Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Binding of Isaac Repentance, where today we are going to take the Tainted Blue Baby somewhere. Chest maybe? Yeah, that seems like a plan. I've actually practiced the character at least once, so now I have at least a bit more of an idea how to sort of get around to playing this character. I kind of hope I can just lure him into the flames. There you go, that's nice. Because it's mostly just spam the poops. That's what you gotta do. That's how you play the character. Occasionally you might want to keep a bomb around, but other than that, as long as you don't just run into a random spider 100 times, then spamming the poops is honestly not the worst way of handling things. Provided you at least sort of retain one poop for the next room, maybe two if it is necessary, then you're probably gonna be alright. So that is exactly what we're gonna try to do today. We got Curse of the Blind, which is not too promising, but doesn't matter too much in the end. The best bud is certainly gonna help us out whenever we take damage, so that is just lovely. I did not mean to throw both of those. I meant to actually let go of the first one, and then I just pressed it again. Apparently, that's how you just make another one. So we're gonna do this one a little bit slower. I'd love to find a tinted rock somewhere along the line as well, because my health has gone down a little. But fair enough. I might save this poop just for the boss, or the next room if it's just slightly more difficult, because I like having the poison effect for bosses. I do find that it is fairly effective. I could try to destroy every poop, especially like a poop trinket is obviously rather nice as this character, so it might be worthwhile to spend a little bit of time to try and destroy all of these, but yeah, poop trinkets are kind of tricky to get to sometimes. Ah, jeez. Okay, I need to stop getting damaged by everything though. Blighted Oven, not too bad, especially if the poison takes care of a lot of it, though we have created a bit of a tricksy path here for ourselves, because now we can't actually go through there. But a couple poops later and we are okay. So far, not exactly the greatest start. I'm trying to be a little speedy just for the sake of trying to reach boss rush. But as if it's going like this, then I might have to slow down a little bit and just do boss rush at a later time. We do get a soul heart on sale, so that's rather lovely. I will just try and blow this one up. We did get 5 coins for our efforts, and as such, we might be able to get a arcade room on the next floor. Which I don't know when I'm really going to use that for, but you know, it's the thought that matters. We might be able to get some good use out of it, and that's the good stuff. Look at that. Very nice. We might want to blow some of that up later, but I haven't fully decided yet how I want to deal with any of that. Figured I might as well destroy one poop while waiting. And that is that. I'd really like to get a poop trinket actually, because we're going to be throwing so many poops around all the time that it's just very nice. Also these poison attacks, they just deal with a lot of the problems early on, but even later on I feel they're pretty good. If you can combine the like flames with the poison attacks as well, then obviously that's quite nice. I'd like it if this spider just ran into the flames. There you go. Because our tiers right now are fairly garbage, but if we can just use the flame to their maximum potential, then we're at least getting some stuff done. Just gonna spawn one of those, so flies should start appearing and attacking the enemies hopefully as well, making life a little easier. We don't have any keys, which is not ideal. Might be worthwhile to save a bomb in case my secret room is over above this room, but there's a thin room next to the curse room, unfortunately, or the secret room where it could have been otherwise. The curse room is a thin room. That's what I'm trying to say. So it cannot unfortunately be there, which is not great. Shop, we have 8 coins, we only have 1 key, so I'd rather just go for the item room for now. Leech, I mean, it's damage, sort of. It deals damage. It doesn't heal us, unfortunately, as this character. Didn't expect the crawl space, but I'll take it. Nope. Absolutely not. That is a problem for another time that we are not going to be dealing with today. Alright, Leech, you take care of some of these poops, because I Do not deal damage. Emperor card, I mean, that speeds things up. Little Plum? That's gonna be impossible pretty much not to attack because of the leech, yeah. So I'm just gonna start throwing bombs. Gonna throw that in there. Shoot the one that makes the blue flies happen, and then hopefully these blue flies will take care of the rest. He's not zooming too much, so that's quite nice. There you go. Yeah, shame about the leech, I suppose, because it would have been nice to have a second Lord of the Flies transformation piece, but nothing about that that could be done. Unfortunately, it's kind of hard to tell the leech not to attack someone in this video game, so fair enough. Intended to just put one of these in there, accidentally used up whatever was in my pot, which is not great, but it will manage, I'm sure. Leech hopefully helping out a little bit here against these slower flies. I think I missed the champion I was trying to hit with that bomb, unfortunately, which is not too ideal. And all these enemies are taking quite the time to die, and that's why we're using all of these poops right now, because this is just awkward when you have no damage. We don't have damage or tier 8 yet, so we are pretty much forced to resign ourselves to the usage of as many of these poops as possible. And that's pretty much the character regardless, so the more of these we get, the better, obviously. I don't know where anything really is right now, unfortunately. God, it would be so good if we were a red heart character right now with how many heals we would have gotten from the leech already, but you know, they had to balance them somehow, I suppose. Pretty fly. Just gonna go back quickly to see if I can find myself an item room. I might also check this. Would have been nice if the secret room was over there, but fair enough, I suppose. It's still a little bit tricky to hit some of these enemies with some of these poops, but whenever you do get a hit off, it can be rather powerful. And it's really, realistically, right now, the only way I can do anything, so it's working out, I'd say. There's the item room. Very nice. They are not very close to each other, otherwise I would have used the fart attack, I'd say. As it stands, we're just gonna have to attack them slowly but surely. I don't really want to waste decent attacks even on rooms like this if I can avoid it. Everything jar, I mean, we can... It's something. This is not working out too great if I actually want to try and win the I wanted to destroy that rock. If I actually want to win the boss rush, I also need like a build of some kind, and right now that's not exactly what we're acquiring so far. Just gonna create a nice layer of poop here so we at least have a little bit of stat ups going on as we try to attack these remaining enemies, but jeez. It is a bit of a mess. I really thought I was out of range for that. I really thought that was far enough away to avoid that one, but fair enough, I suppose. The black poops are also just really nice. If only due to the fact that it can just almost insta-kill a room sometimes if you're lucky with it. Probably should have put that fire poop in the bottle, but fair enough. I'm gonna just check out the rest of the floor real quick, just to see if we can go into that curse room from here, maybe? No? No. That's a shame. At least with Binky we have some tier 8 to work with, so we do have that going on, but... it's just not very impressive so far. And the fact that the secret room is hiding from me is also not great, so... Hopefully this will be the last floor where things are just not quite in our favor. I do want to make sure I actually destroy like a shopkeeper or something on the next floor as well. So I think that might end up being worthwhile. Just for that extra angel room chance. With the chances we had on this floor, it just didn't really seem worth it. But on the next floor I'm hoping to make some use out of that at least. There we go. 2 keys! Alright, let's just move on. I mean, at the pace we're going, we'll reach boss rush, especially with the Emperor card that I currently still have. But the thing that I would like to avoid is doing boss rush with 0 damage, because it will just lead to my death, and that's just not great. I'm gonna risk something here. It was not worth it. It was not worth it. It was kind of worth it. And then I ran into some spikes. Very good, very strong. I did think that that soul heart I bought may have been a little bit too much power, so I figured I should nerf myself a little bit there. But with that in mind, Caves 2, I need to make sure that I keep track of my everything jar. I'm not sure if I ever really showed this item off ever, but it's alright. Like every charge, it turns into a different item, and if you use the actual everything jar, then it becomes whatever is shown there. So it can lead to some good stuff for sure. If you use it at the right time. Like if I use it now, I get a red heart, which is not so great, but I think you can get soul hearts out of it as well. There's a pill, which we could risk it with. Right now, explosive diarrhea is there, so wouldn't mind having that in there just so we have some bombs to work with. Also need to actually blow up that battery bomb, I think, just so we get as much Devil Deal chances or Angel Room chance as possible. We don't need to go for Mega Satan because we already did that as this character, so that's nice. I might as well take the trinket even though I clearly don't have any money. Throw that in there. Oop. It is a little finicky that you just don't get proper, like, regular bombs as this character, but if you can make this stuff work, it does become fairly powerful, but it's just a little fiddly. Compared to all the other characters in the game, for sure. I'm not sure if I paid close enough attention to my everything jar there, because I think now we're in the golden bomb, golden key territory. If you use the everything jar when it is fully charged, you also get kind of an interesting effect as well, though. So I might actually just do it all the way up until that point, just for fun. If I get one more charge, then we just get an effect. And sometimes they're good. I think you can also get bad effects, though, so I'm hoping that we're not going to be in too much trouble upon doing this, but we're going to find out today, because I don't really remember all the effects of this item at all. That's not what I wanted. Well, there you go. That's one of the effects. It's pretty much just Curse of the Tower. I should probably take this trinket instead. But yeah, there you go. Everything jar. Next time I actually need to pay closer attention to it, though, because I didn't pay attention to it for a second, and I do hope that I skipped out on the soul heart and that that's actually a thing that this thing can do, because otherwise it's not going to do that much for me, unfortunately. Relax. Happy about this unlock. Happy that we decided to do that challenge, because I thought to myself, oh, I got 30 minutes, I can do that real quick. And indeed, it was technically possible. It's just that the unlock for it, truthfully, is not the greatest in the world. I might go for those 2 golden chests, actually, in that one room. The one underneath the sacrifice room, because I think that might end up being kind of worthwhile with the amount of keys that I have. And doing it like that seems like an okay use. It is health up. It's a lot of health, actually. It was very worthwhile. Alright, cool. I took this trinket without even really thinking about it. I'm not sure if that's a good idea, but that's fine. I'm gonna put this bomb inside my bottle, so I always have one available. I'm just gonna use this because this is taking too long. Speed up pill? I should actually just take that, shouldn't I? I'm not sure if I want to get anything in particular from this floor at this point, but it would be nice to just get a little bit more, I suppose. The bombs that you do get, though, you do get quite a lot of poops at least, so you end up with a lot of magical skills here and there. That would have been really nice, actually, but let's just get this soul heart and move on. At least now we have a health situation going on, so I do appreciate that. We do need to make a bit of a run for it if we want to actually make it to the boss rush in time now, but with the Emperor card, we're pretty much good to go, I feel. So that's fine. I did that a little late, yeah. And then I got nervous about me using the bomb a little bit late, and then before you know it, it's already over. It's fine. At least we got some tier 8 now because of that Mr. Squeezy that we found in the golden chest earlier, so that's good. We can use a card now if we use it. Let's just wait for a jump. Don't know if I should wait any longer. The moment I'm gonna pull this bomb out, he's gonna jump, yeah. I do feel like the bombs are gonna be a fairly effective way of dealing with this boss right now. And then finally this rather large rock poop. It does deal a lot of damage, those rock poops, so they are just really nice to have for sure. Hopefully an angel room with 85%. There you go. We get some damage. We get a halo. Very nice. At least now we have some damage and some tier 8 from our tiers, rather than just having the damage and, well, the bombs, really. the many poops that they were throwing. And also, the everything jar gave us a soul heart. It does happen if I just look at it every now and then. It's always the same amount of charges required to create those soul hearts as well. So it is a reliable way to create health as his character in particular as well. So it's not like a bad item. It does take a long time to reach that amount of charges, as you might have been able to tell, but yeah, it's just that frequently you already have a better one, a better active item, I would say. Mostly used that to block the enemy there, but might have been a little bit of a waste. I'd love to get one more fly-based item because I'm pretty sure that will be... Oh my god, they actually knocked the bomb away? What happened there exactly? I'm a little confused about what just occurred. I don't know. I do hope we get at least a little bit more though, and I need to stop taking damage. I'm running into every enemy today. It's a bit of an issue, and every spike as well. I'm actually just running into everything, I think is the best description of how I'm playing this run today. Ooh. These poison poops as well, like they do stay poisonous for quite a while, and then they do that extra explosion if they explode, so that's potentially pretty nice. Greed. It's not what you want to see. But again, with the amount of bombs that we get, we can make it work. At least it means we have a regular shop on the next floor, probably, hopefully. I say that as if there's any guarantee in that regard, but there realistically speaking isn't, I suppose. There we go. I think this poop stream also deals damage to enemies when they walk over it, so that's at least kind of nice. But I would appreciate it if I could stop running in the wrong direction, because even though we have that Emperor card, I'd like to find our remaining item rooms for sure. Let's just put that in the jar, throw this at nothing. Get 2 of these, so let's just... These stat ups from these streams alone is worth it for the most part. It would be really nice if we could also just spend all this money on the next floor, because it is quite a lot of money that we got going on here. Plus we could even create more money with the everything jar if we really wanted to. Which is obviously rather nice. It is kind of scary to play like this as well for the most part. It's a lot of explosions and other things which could suddenly damage you. The little gas clouds that they touch flames and they explode as well. And it's easy to forget about those little synergies here and there and accidentally blow yourself up or just not make any use of them. And both of them are honestly not ideal when your build is not great. Alright, let's use the stream over here. Put that in there. I meant to put that in the jar, but fair enough, I suppose. Now you are in the worst spot, so let's just poison. Metronome gives a random item effect. We're just getting a lot of item rooms where we can't take anything, and that's not great either. Whoop. Poops also, the regular poops even deal like decent damage sometimes, it's nice. But I should probably try to hit more enemies with some of these attacks because occasionally I am just throwing something and then it hits nothing, and that seems like a little bit of a waste. But that's kind of the magic of the character. It is definitely a very different feeling character just because you have to... It feels like you have to press a lot more buttons with this character, and it's mostly just that you're using more bombs, effectively speaking. Because, well, you don't have bombs, but you're pressing the bomb button. So it feels like you're using more bombs. And if you don't do it, then you end up just playing really slow, and obviously for like boss rush related purposes, that's not really an option. Unless you use mods. Unless you just use mods and just make sure the timer isn't there anymore. But if you're not using mods, then you do need to find some way to play quickly with this character, and this character does not get good stats from the get-go. That's a devil deal. Yeah, I'm not really interested in either of these. If I wanted to go for conjoined, then maybe, but as it stands, it just doesn't seem worthwhile. So let's move on. Not sure what I want to do here. There is a chance that I might just use the Emperor cards soon if I don't find an item room anytime soon, because I do have at least some health to work with. Maybe not like a whole lot, but it's manageable, I would call this. I'm just gonna throw these away just so some flies occasionally speed up these rooms as well. But yeah, we are getting a little bit in the danger zone time-wise, and I'm not loving that. It's also a shame some of these poops disappear when you leave the room, because some of these poops, especially the ones that just create like blue flies and things, it would be kind of nice if you could just return to them, but yeah, that's fair enough, I suppose. There is so many enemies in this room, and I do not have the power to deal with this very much. Also, with the irritating thing with everything jar is big rooms like this, because you get 2 charges instead of 1, and that does just go to a different item than you might possibly want to go to. So it's a little fiddly for sure. Blow up the... There we go. Bunch of Angel Room chants. Hopefully we can make that work. It would be really nice if we could go into a shop first, though, but we pretty much need the item room and the shop to be next to each other if we want to do this in time. Which is not great. And alternatively, we could just say, let's not go to the item room, I suppose. Or let's not go to the boss rush, I mean, because, yeah, the odds are looking not exactly in our favor. You know what? It's taking too long. Gonna have to make a judgment call here, and I think this is pretty much the only way we can reasonably make it in time. And that was an explosion caused by me not paying close enough attention. There is a tinted rock there, and we did manage to get Mom's foot to destroy it, so that's good. Watch out for the explosions. Poison the eye. Trying to do my best here with the damage that we have. We got 20 seconds remaining. There we go. Very nice. Take Polaroid because we were going to the chest. Yes. Alright, that's not too bad. Just in time. Okay, so this isn't too exciting. None of these things are. I'd argue that probably the most exciting thing is range, so yeah, let's just get that then. But you know, we made it to the boss rush. We have the cool brimstone, and with transcendence that looks absolutely absurd. I actually had no idea it looked like that. That is so over the top. I did not expect it to be that much. We have Polaroid, so we have decent defense at least. We also have decent health. God, that is so bright. The everything jar just gave us an extra heart. And yeah, we're just gonna throw a bunch of bombs here. For the most part. The spiders, I think, are dead now, so that's good. They were kind of getting in the way. I've never seen Transcendence with this before, and it is throwing me off guard. It is just ridiculous. You can also use, like, you can throw poops while that beam is going on. And that's really nice, because there's a lot of, you can't just regularly shoot, I think, while this beam is happening, or it just doesn't feel like that, at least. Come on. Where'd the underground one go? It's a little bit of a worry, but sure. No fear. Gurglings, or dumplings, I think these are called, and not pin, but the other one. Scary pin. That's the scary part. Not scary pin, but we have poops, so it works out. Death has me a little bit more on edge lately for unknown reasons, for boss rush related purposes, so we're just gonna deal with death first. I do think I should probably be more in the middle during boss rush in general, if I can. If I am a flying character, then I probably should just be in the middle of the two bosses just so I can see who spawns. It might be a little bit safer for sure. Use a soul heart. Everything jar is actually giving me a lot of hearts for this, so it is at least appreciated on that front. It would have been nice if we could explore like the rest of this floor just for that last item room, but with this brimstone I do feel a lot more comfortable for sure. Even though it's not even that good. It's definitely not as good as brimstone just because of how long it takes to charge, but still it's alright. I think pin, no, That's whoever that is. Gertie? Gertie the big one? I do like that I can at least attack everyone on a vertical or horizontal plane with this brimstone attack right now because of the transcendence effect, so that's nice. Good stuff, good stuff. Just look at that. I'd be able to attack one of these realistically otherwise, but now it just hits everyone all the time. It's cool. Need to remember to actually be spamming them poops though, because it is still a very reliable source of damage for sure. And hopefully we can knock this one off his horse. Our damage is 5. Like, it's it would really benefit us to get some more damage up for sure. If we can't get Hush during this run, that's fine, but it would be really nice for sure as well, just because it means then we wouldn't have to take this path anymore, I think. We'd effectively be done with this route, then it's just pretty much just Beast and the other one, right? Beast and Mother. So yeah, that would actually be kind of nice if we could just get Hush done this run as well, but it might be asking for a little bit much for how slow this boss rush is going. We're at 23 minutes already, so we really have to run through these remaining floors. I do feel like with Flight, that is a little bit more tempting for sure, but not exactly guaranteed. And we still have more boss rush right now as well, so it's... yeah, it's going... unless we find an Emperor card, I think that's just not gonna happen. Definitely seems unlikely. But we'll see, I suppose. You can also use those Hallowed Ground poops in combination with the streaks of poop as well, and you create a cool sort of Hallowed Ground plus streak effect, and it's really, really powerful, but ultimately irrelevant because I don't think we have any of those streaks on the floor right now. The heart died, as you can tell by the mask getting angry. And just this little angel remains. There we go. Quad shot. Alright. Was there a holy shot up there? I feel like I saw holy shot, but that's probably not right. Why would holy shot be in that room? That doesn't seem right. I must have imagined it. I hope I imagined it. I don't know why holy shot would be there, but now I'm very much doubting myself. Don't worry about it. Oh, alright. Random bloody Gus laying in the middle of a room, sure. I will happily take that. I mean, this is a powerful combination of items, at least when it comes to clearing rooms out reasonably quickly. So there is technically a chance, but the room can be so big. It can be oh so large, so I wouldn't exactly place any bets on it, especially when you get rooms like this, where enemies just sort of pop up and down forever. Or if the entire floor is just big rooms, that doesn't help much either. And then you have the possibility of a wrong choice. There's a lot of things that can go wrong with this plan. Unfortunately. There's 3 rooms attached to this big room as well, so we pretty much have to clear it. Happy I did go to that other room first, because it means we can get another soul heart from our everything jar, I suppose, but... yeah, not ideal. No, that works. That does help out a lot, actually, because now we have some choice. What is this? Who puts these bosses in the same boss room? That's just mean. It's gonna take forever. Also, I assume that if I use the everything jar right now, it'll just give me poop drops rather than a regular bomb. Not sure, not gonna try it. Pretty much all the bombs are replaced, so I'm gonna just assume that's gonna be the case here as well. I will take that. I will happily have a little bit of extra damage here and run along. Strange how Isaac was unhappy with the poops there, because clearly it's been helping us out quite a lot throughout this run. He should be grateful for such a great present. The present of being able to clear some of these floors, but then getting this most tanky enemy in the game. Maybe my damage just isn't that great right now, and I haven't exactly come to terms with that yet, but I want to just be able to run. There's so many big rooms. At least big rooms usually mean you're going in the right direction. But the downside of a big room is that it can take quite a bit of time to get through, unfortunately. I used the everything jar there because I don't trust the effects of a fully charged everything jar, so I'd rather just move on. I'm gonna bomb out of this, I'm at least try. Okay, got out of that unscathed somehow, I will take that. Rooms like this obviously aren't too bad just because these enemies die fairly quickly, but... And they give hearts, so that's nice. But when the rooms are a little bad, I don't appreciate it. Did not mean to get hit there. I do need to be at least a little bit careful, I suppose, because Hush is a little bit of a scary time, but I'm hoping we'll be okay. It takes so long to actually get to a bomb right now as well. I should be using these poops more for sure, but I don't want to get near enemies. I mean, if we just keep getting soul heart drops as well, I suppose that's also an option, but usually not guaranteed. So far it's working out though. There we go. Okay, so in terms of reaching Hush, we're gonna be good. We're gonna be okay. Because we still have like 3 minutes left, so yeah, realistically I don't know what I was so scared of. But it did help that we got one... Well, we really just get really quick room floors, that's really the main thing. And then I just stand in a tear. Alright, we got 2 minutes to explore this floor, but we got like 8 hearts. I've never needed more hearts for us, surely, especially on a day where I get hit by every single attack in the game. But maybe not by Hush's attacks, and we're gonna find that out today. I mean, Little Gish is not bad, but no bad pills, even at this stage in the game, I'd say, is just pretty neat. Is this triple question mark? I think it is, right? Yeah, so the Pandora's box does nothing here, if I understand correctly. I'm just gonna try that, because I've never... Yeah, it just does nothing. Huh. Doesn't matter, I don't need money, but still, it's... Weird revelation. Wow. What a choice. I think Dunce Cap with quad shot actually is okay if I remember correctly. But that's assuming I remember correctly, and I'm not sure if I am. So we're just not. We're just not going to worry about that one. I think I'm happier with that one right there. That 0.08 tier rate, that's the good stuff right there. I probably want the damage. Alright. Not bad. It's nice that we got a health, a little bit of health just before the fight started, so that's nice. The one downside with this Transcendence Beam as well is that I cannot see very well. Perhaps that is one of the reasons why I've been getting hit so frequently by many an attack, because the tears are just gone. I wonder if I had taken the shielding tears or whatever. The contact lens, whatever the item is called. I wonder if that would have helped out actually, but not sure. Trying to use that hallowed ground, but it is so tricky. I'm just gonna get as much use out of everything here as possible, because this is probably gonna be the hardest boss to run. I'm pretty sure we've already beaten Delirium as this character as well, so that's nice. I'm trying to place these poops in places where they're not just gonna be insta-destroyed, because I think the tears of Hush are also destroying the poops that I'm throwing down. Yeah, like the one in the top left corner there is already gone. Yep. And I think the flame also adds like a burning tear effect if you place it on that streak of poop. Unfortunately, it got insta-destroyed, so that's sad. It's a shame. Actually running out of poops, I should grab a couple here. I'm so focused on this character's game mechanics that I'm really not paying much attention to Hush. It's kind of weird. Like, it's working so far, I'd argue, but it's just a little bit odd. Like, he's dying. He's taking a lot of damage so far. We're getting to the hard parts of the battle now, I suppose, so maybe we've just been lucking out for a lot of it. Right now he's using more of the nasty combinations of things, and this streak of poop is just like barely in the wrong place, and he's spawning enemies and shooting tears at the same time and being a big jerk, as per Hush tradition. Like, where... What do you want from me, Hush? Why you gotta be so mean about this stuff? Kinda wanna throw a bomb at him because of that gas cloud over there. Didn't really do that much. This is also just such a nasty combination of attack because there's so many tiers. At least with Polaroid, it's pretty much guaranteed that we win at this point, but still, it's just so rude. There we go. How nice. Soul of the Unlocked. I forget what that even does. I think I only recently unlocked that on my regular save as well. Yeah, if we actually manage to beat the chest now, then we're actually very far with this character. Like, a lot further than I thought we were, so... Yeah, decent progress from the look of things. At least the fact that we don't need to worry about boss rush or hush with this character anymore just is good enough for me. If we manage to die at this point now, then that's fair enough. I think I've succeeded in getting some of the more difficult things done, and I appreciate that. But I do feel like the everything jar might actually be helping out a lot with this particular character. Just because we ended up getting so much health for our efforts. I really underestimate how good that item is, and I might actually give it more of a thought from now on, because I sort of threw it aside as a useful item when I think about it. Like, it was always just, yeah, you can make consumables, but it does take quite a lot of charges before you get to the good stuff, because first it's like a poop and then a coin and then like a key and a bomb and all that stuff, and it never really seemed that tempting, but I don't know why I never considered the possibility of just creating a whole bunch of soul hearts throughout a run. But there is also just a lot of active items, so maybe it's also just the fact that sometimes another active item is just more fun. With a character like this, I like having the everything jar just because safety is not exactly guaranteed all the time. So it is kind of nice to have some way to heal up guaranteed. Whereas other characters might just get a whole bunch of red hearts and not worry about anything ever. So I guess it does depend on the situation. But I do think I'm gonna... I respect it more from this run on. Since I do feel like it saved the run a lot. I am still also just getting hit by everything, but I feel like I can get away with it more just because we are almost guaranteed to get some health every couple of rooms. So it's just nice. It just gives you a nice feeling. The Everything Jar is all about good vibes. I appreciate that. Thanks, Everything Jar. I still wouldn't say that this run is like incredible either. Like, it's not exactly a build where you're like, yeah, this is a guaranteed win, but it's a build where it's clearly working. Also, just Polaroid on this character is just so nice. I used the Everything Jar by accident because I am getting my buttons a bit mixed up between having to use the poops and the Everything Jar for some reason. Which is weird, but I think it's just a matter of me not using my bombs frequently enough as any other character. Just throw a bomb at that nightmare. Nope, missed it. Fire also works. There we go. The bombs are so powerful if you're actually using them all the time. And you really can. You really do have quite a lot to work with a lot of the time, honestly. So I really should be using them more, but it's so many buttons. It is just so many buttons that you're having to press compared to another Isaac character where you're just sort of running around and shooting tears all the time, you know? So, and every time you do press that button, you get a slightly different effect every time that you have to be aware of. It's just a whole experience is what it is. One boss remains. If we can actually beat the blue baby with the blue baby, then we'll be great. We'll have some progress in that regard. We have a good enough amount of coins, I'd say, that we can move on. I'm guessing this is mostly going to create troll bombs and poops, and I don't really care about either of those, so let's just not bother. Oh god, this is a nasty set of champions. I'm surprised I didn't get hit by that first wave, but there's still plenty of tears that allows us to get hit from this point on. That went a lot better than I expected given the situation. That was a really rough looking fight, but it worked out. I would like to kill the big one last, please, because he can give me the good stuff, namely health, and I like health. It is the thing that I've needed the most. Unfortunately, not the right flavor of health, but still, he did his best. Oh god. I genuinely didn't even see that. Should I create keys? Might be worth since our key count's terrible for some reason. I don't feel like I've really been that wasteful, key-wise. But yeah, my key count's not doing great, and I can't make keys with this. It just feels like a bit of a waste because soul hearts exist, and I like being alive. There's just something about being alive that's just swell, you know? Just heckin' swell is what it is, and I do kind of feel like I should favor that more. Just because maybe we'll get a key drop at some point in our lives. Oh, wrong direction. The black poops are also just so good. That confusion effect is so powerful. We have Lucky Foot, and we got an HP up from that. It was a guaranteed at least neutral pill, so that's nice. Also, Bone Spurs for a room like this is just great because these bosses cannot go anywhere without taking damage from the room. It's wonderful. Whoops. Spiders, though, they exist. I charged my thing too much because of the big room. Whoops. I think I'm gonna make keys. I think being able to take those starting room items might be more useful than not. Although if I finally get a key drop, then that's fine, I suppose. We are going in the wrong direction continuously, which is not great. For my health situation, that is worrying. It's not like our health is particularly terrible or anything, but it's just not great. It's getting to a point where it is getting worrying, even with Polaroid. And these bosses keep not giving me cool hearts. That does help, though. That makes the build a lot more powerful, and then I get hit by tears immediately afterwards. Alright, so if we're a little careful and stop getting hit by every tear attack in the game, we should be good. I think I might just give you money. Because technically you can give me a health up. You could also give me a map. I'd be happy with anything. Also, you could just drop the soul heart, I suppose. That one was a little bit more unexpected. He can also just literally poop in my face, apparently. Oh, please. Come on. Well, at least he gave me health, I guess, but just not the way I expected. But yeah, Jacob's Ladder is just going to annihilate everything here, so it's honestly not too bad. It does make everything a lot louder as well, but I'm willing to live with that. Don't like this. Even now. Even after the minor shadow changes they've done for this boss, I still do not care for him. Mostly because of the attack he does when his whole face comes down, because I can never really tell where it is. Temperance. We might be able to get a dead cat from that boss, but if we get Lard from this one, ooh, I'll take that. I didn't even get lower movement speed because we got so much movement speed in this run. That is why I didn't mind the idea. Similarly with Dead Cat, I don't think I want to deal with 1 health and many lives right now. Wonder if you can get multiple Lards that way. I don't know. Ultimately irrelevant because I think we have won this run, unless I really hack this up, but I think I could just tank him. With Polaroid especially. There we go. Look at that. I even unlocked an achievement that I didn't have yet. We got the Dingleberry, which is a trinket, I think. I think it is. So that's good stuff. Look at that. That's so much stuff done. We only need to do Mother and the Beast, which is strangely always the last thing I need on a character. Maybe I should change my priorities a little bit. But at the same time, Boss Rush is something that I usually just want to be going for just because it's a tricky one to unlock, and if I can get Boss Rush out of the way, then I already cannot go to Mother anymore unless I specifically did the Mother route and then Boss Rush in the middle of that and then moved on, but then I have to do Hush later. It's like a whole thing. There's a lot of options, I suppose, in that regard, but yeah. It is one of those routes which I just like the route, you know? It's just a classic Isaac route, and it's just fun to do. But it, yeah, went really well. Don't mind that at all. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Next time we play, we'll be doing another run with a different character. And I hope to see y'all there. Bye-bye.